Good evening, and thank you very much for having me here in Hyderabad. It's my first time here, actually. I'm having a very nice time so far. Thank you very much to Ranjit and everyone else. So, what do I think of Media Connect? Well, I think that if I was 18 years old again, Media Connect would be the first thing I'd be doing today, tomorrow, and pretty much every day between now and eternity. Because when I came up in the world of film and television as a writer, director, actor, the ability to connect with people across the border did not exist. You had to get on an airplane, or you had to be really patient by writing a letter, and we all know that patience is not something our generation is particularly strong with. So I think Media Connect not only represents the future, and we hear a lot about people talking about the future when it comes to online platforms and connection. I think that Media Connect is right now. I think it's today. And I think it's actually something that we've needed for a long time. Because in our industry, surely the big players, the A-list Hollywood studios, the A-list Hindi film studios, or South Indian studios for that matter, have access to things that more mid-level or small-level players do not. But the fact of the matter is that we all come up against gigantic moving blocks that sometimes get in the way of our ability to connect with one another. And Media Connect is that thing that can remove that can remove the 6 or 7 layers of people you have to go through to get to the right person. It's the ability to reach out right across the internet from the luxury of your phone, your iPad, your computer, and be in touch with the person you actually want to talk to, and talk about the one thing that actually matters, which is creativity. And Ranjit, I think his point is 100% correct on the question of better content. The world today is more globalized than ever. And the fact of the matter is that Indian kids, American kids, French kids, Russian kids, African kids, we're all watching the same TV. We're all watching the same movies. We're all looking at the same stuff because we have the ability with the internet, YouTube, Netflix, to sift and curate good content. And the fact of the matter is that any player in the industry today has to think about, first and foremost, how can I make not a good piece of work, but a great piece of work? How can I make something that is not interesting, but truly engaging? How can I make something that people want to binge watch, like they do with House of Cards, or Game of Thrones, or any number of TV shows or films that are out there today? The fact of the matter is that the best way, and what will always be the best way to make the best content, is to work with the best people. And this platform gives you the opportunity to do that, and gives you the opportunity to find those peoples. Secondly, what I think is most interesting about Media Connect is in our world today, everything is converging, creating this really interesting, amazing, eclectic type of art. Indian art is somehow finding its way into the world of the United States or Europe. European art is finding its way into Asia, and we're all collaborating, and that's exciting. But I think that what's even more exciting is, you could have a film, say, right here in Hyderabad, who has its music director in Russia, its editor in Nicaragua, its sound mixer in Brazil, and that's fascinating. That's amazing that we all could come together work on a global scale and create content that is engaging and the best of the day. So that's the way I look at it from the first two sides as a creator myself. But as an educator, I think that Media Connect fits right into the universe of exactly what young, entrepreneurial, ambitious filmmakers, writers, directors, actors, cinematographers, producers need. We need a platform, a place where we can go and connect with each other, where we can create ideas and share, where we can create a nexus of thought about how we're going to make films. And something like Media Connect, like I said, surely is the order of today. But let's think about the future of Media Connect, where people are starting to form their own groups, where people are starting to form their own forums, where people are starting to form their own marketplaces, where people are starting to form entire ideas about cinema. I mean, that's amazing. And that's fascinating that people from all over the world can come together and talk about film or television, talk about music, talk about sound design, cinematography. And if you look at films today being shot in India, the United States, Europe. You know, a British film doesn't just have British names in the credits anymore. It has names of people and practitioners from all over the world. The same true of the United States. The same is true here in India. We see a huge confluence of people working together. Media Konnect is exactly that. It is the platform where we can work together. And I think that for young people, for working professionals, and even for the big players, this is an exciting opportunity. And truly, for me, the only thing I can say is, I was chatting with a friend about it yesterday, and I was explaining to her what it was, and she said, "Is it free?" And I said, "Yeah, it's free." And she said, "Cool, I'm signing up." And I think that that's the type of enthusiasm that everybody who comes to Media Konnect will have is, wait a second, you mean I can go online, be an artist, it's free, and I can collaborate with other artists anywhere in the world? Who doesn't want to do that? Who doesn't want to do that? And I think that it's a natural benefit and boon to our industry, and most importantly, it's a natural benefit to the audience. They're going to get better product, and better product means better returns for investors, better returns for producers, more eyeballs on the screen for filmmakers. You know, we filmmakers, one of the things I like to tell producers when I meet them is, I want this film to be wildly successful. I want to make you $100 million. Why? Because that means more people see my movie. And that's exciting to a filmmaker. You know, it's a win-win. And I think that Ranjit and Media Konnect have keyed into that very clear win-win situation where we all benefit. So I'm very excited about this platform. I was at the launch yesterday in Mumbai, and there were some very interesting things said, and I wish that I could remember all of them, but I'm not quite that intelligent, so I apologize. I'm sure there'll be some very interesting things said today. But as a filmmaker and as an educator, I can say this very selfishly. I'm thrilled about this. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. I think it is fantastic, and I think we're all very lucky. And I thank Ranjit and his team, and thanks a lot for all of you coming. It was a pleasure to see all of you. Have a nice evening.